Hi everyone, let's begin with the Act 1, Scene 1 explanation of Merchant of Venice. So I'm going to start with line number 69. Earlier in my last video, I stopped at line number 68. So here in this video, I'm going to start from line number 69. So in line number 68, we had seen that Salarino and Salenio, they left. And in the meantime, we have Bassanio, Lorenzo, and Graciano entering the scene. And in this part, they are going to have a conversation with Antonio. So before leaving, Lorenzo tells that, "My Lord Bassanio, since you have found Antonio, we too will leave you. But at dinner time, I pray you, have in mind where we must meet." So Lorenzo tells that since you have found Antonio, he addresses these words to Bassanio and tells that since you have found Antonio, we are going to leave right now. So he wants to leave. But he also promises that at dinner time, they would meet as it was planned earlier. Bassanio tells, "I will not fail you." I will not fail you means I will definitely remember our promise. And so he agrees to meet according to their plan. Next, we have Graciano, who tells, "You look not well, Senior Antonio. You have too much respect upon the world." So Graciano, when he looks at Antonio, he realizes that Antonio is looking very melancholic. As we already know from the beginning of the scene that Antonio is in a very dull mood. So Graciano looks at Antonio and he tells that, "You do not look well. You are looking little dull and melancholic. You have too much respect upon the world." You have too much respect upon the world means that you are thinking too much about worldly affairs. They lose it that do buy it with much care. So people who tend to worry a lot, people who tend to be anxious a lot, they actually get into deep trouble. So it's better you don't overthink. "Believe me, you are marvelously changed." So what Graciano tells him that is that you have changed a lot. You have marvelously changed means you have changed to a great extent. So obviously he refers to his mood and he refers to the way Antonio appears to others in the scene. Now Antonio's reply to whatever Graciano had said, so he tells that, "I hold the world but as the world, Graciano." So he tells that this is how the world is and I am just playing my role. A stage where every man must play a part and mine a sad one. So Antonio, talks very philosophically and he tells that to me, the world is like a stage. These are very famous lines. So he tells, "To me, the world is like a stage where every man must come and play his part and my role is to play a sad one." So he happily embraces his dull mood, his melancholic mood, and he tells that in this world his role is to play the role of a sad man. So after this Graciano's reply, there's a long speech of Graciano, a pretty lengthy speech, and again a very important one. So Graciano tells that, okay, if you have to play the role of a sad person, let me play the fool. So let me play the role of a fool. Now, fool over here doesn't mean a foolish person. Fool over here, what he means is somebody who is happy and somebody who wants to enjoy his life. With mirth and laughter, let old wrinkles come. So if I have to embrace old age when it will come, let me embrace it with mirth and laughter. So let me enjoy my youth and then become old. I don't want to become old from the very beginning. So let me enjoy my life. Let my liver rather heat with wine. So that was believed in those days that if you drink wine, it enriches your liver. So he tells that if I really have to grow old, I'm going to do all these things. I'm going to enrich my liver with wine. So he just talks about drinking and being merry. Then my heart cool with mortifying groans. So I don't want to groan and make my heart dull and go dead one fine day. I don't want to groan, means I don't want to be sad. I rather want to enjoy and live my life. I want to drink, I want to be merry, I want to enjoy life to my fullest. Why should a man whose blood is warm within sit like his grandsire cut in alabaster? So here he brings out a comparison and he tells that somebody who is young, why should somebody who is young look like a statue, look like a marble statue of his grandfather? Now, how does a statue appear? A statue doesn't move, right? It stays in one place. So why should I behave like a statue? When I am young, I should behave like a young person. I should not be, motionless and inactive like a statue. So why should I sit like a statue? Because my blood is warm within. My blood is warm within means I am very young at heart. So I am warm. I'm really warm. My blood is warm. So why should I sit like his grandfather? Grandsire means grandfather, cut in alabaster. Alabaster is the marble, like he's referring to the statues made of marble, the stone. Sleep when he wakes and creep into jaundice by being peevish. So why should I become old in this manner? Why should I become sick and tired? Creep into jaundice means why should I become sick and tired by being peevish? Peevish over here means ill-tempered. I should not be ill-tempered at this age. I should be merry. I should be happy. My life should be filled with mirth and laughter. So why should I creep into jaundice? Why should I get this kind of a sickness by being ill-tempered? Why should I act like sleeping when I am awake? Because a statue is, whenever you have seen a statue, I'm sure you must see that a statue is always, the eyes of the statue is always wide open. It doesn't sleep. So why should I be like that? Sleep when he wakes. I love thee. I tell thee what, Antonio, I love thee. So I'm telling all these things to you because I love you. It's my love that is making me express my feelings of what I want to say. And it is my love that speaks. It is for my love for you that I'm speaking all these things to you. There are a sort of men whose visages do cream and mantle like a standing pool. So here what he tells is that there are men who put on an expression of seriousness, and that is not their real expression. There are people who put on a mask kind of an expression which hides their real expression behind that mask. So he refers to those men who do not express themselves in a genuine manner. So they put on a false expression. And why do they put on a false expression? Because they want to appear to the world as somebody who is wise, somebody who is having deep meditative thought, and somebody who is very serious. And that is the reason they put on this expression of seriousness. He brings in a comparison over here. There are a sort of men whose visages do cream and mantle like a standing pond. Now, if you boil milk and let it be like that for some time, after a while you will see that there's a layer of cream on the surface. So that layer of cream is referred to the false expression these people have. Okay, because once you see the layer of cream, you don't understand that beneath actually there's milk, there's liquid. Similarly, if you leave water stagnant for some time in a pond or in a bucket, you will see that after some time there's a layer of dust and grime and there's a layer which you can see on top. So these men also have that kind of an expression on their face which hides their true intention. And why do they do that? With purpose to be dressed in an opinion of wisdom, gravity, profound conceit. So these men, they want others to have an opinion about themselves. What kind of an opinion? That they are wise, they are, very thoughtful, and they are very serious. As who should say, I am Sir Oracle, and when I open my lips, let no dogs bark. So these men will act as if they would say that I am Sir Oracle. Now, Sir Oracle is like the word of the god. Nobody can counter that. So when they would speak, whenever they would speak, it would be like, I am Sir Oracle. And when I open my lips, let no dog bark. So when I open my lips to talk, nobody should have the audacity to counter. So these men, they behave like this. Oh my Antonio, I do know of these, that therefore only are reputed wise for saying nothing. So what Graciano tells is that these men, I know very well that they are actually reputed to be wise because they don't speak anything. And the moment they would speak something, when I am very sure, if they should speak, would almost damn those ears. So if you hear them speaking, it would be rubbish. They would speak rubbish, which hearing them would call their brothers fools. So if you get to hear such words from these so-called wise men, you would be, you have no other choice of calling them fools and nothing less than that. I'll tell thee more of this another time. So I'm going to talk about all these kind of men and all these things at a later time. But fish not. So this is the advice he gives to Antonio before he leaves. Fish not with this melancholy bait for this fool gudgeon. So here he tells that do not try to get the popularity of becoming wise by just using your melancholy, like the men he spoke about. Because these men, they do that. They use their melancholy as a bait, just to lure others, to make them think that they are wise. So he tells Antonio, do not do this. For this fool gudgeon means for this cheap popularity, do not do this. Do not try to fish using your melancholy as a bait. Come, good Lorenzo, fare ye well a while. So he tells Lorenzo, come on, let's make a move. And he bids adieu. I'll end my exhortation after dinner. So I'm going to end my good advice after dinner. So Lorenzo tells, well, we will leave you till then, till dinner time. I must be one of these same dumb wise men, for Graciano never lets me speak. So what Lorenzo tells that, yeah, sure, I'm going to leave you till we meet again at dinner time. And I am also one of these dumb wise men, because I'm also somewhat like that, because I never get a chance of speaking. Graciano never lets me speak. So Graciano, now this was told in a good humor. He was joking when he actually said these words. Graciano tells, well, keep me company but 2 years more. Thou shalt not know the sound of thine own tongue. So he tells that if you keep company with me, if you be with me for the next 2 more years, you will forget the sound of your own tongue, because you'll never get a chance to speak. So you will not even remember your own voice. Antonio, farewell, I'll grow a talker for this year. So Antonio tells that, okay, sure, farewell. I'm going to become a talker, because as you have told me all these things, I'm going to start talking now. Graciano, thanks in faith. Thanks in faith means thanks for listening to me. Thanks for following what I have said. For silence is only commendable in a neat's tongue dried. So he tells that, yes, you should speak. And that's the reason he thanks him. Thanks in faith means, yes, you should speak, because silence is only commendable. Silence is only appreciated when you dry and roast a ox tongue and serve it at the table. That's only when silence is commendable or appreciated. So with this, there's an exit. So Graciano and Lorenzo leaves the scene. And now we have a conversation between Antonio and Bassanio.